We're back for another edition of the TCWN post-race show. Burt Myers is your winner. Danny Bowman, Brandon Ward, Chris Fleming, James Savali, Brian Lawson, Dan Speeney, Daniel Beeson, Junior Snow, and Tim Brown rounds out your top 10. Burt Myers, he asks you to.
If you haven't subscribed to Charlie Warren's YouTube videos, go ahead and do that now.
This is Burt Myers.
And this is Brandon Ward.
You're watching the TCWN post-race show.
What is up, best racing channel in the world? We are back for another edition here of the TCWN post-race show. And hope all you math wizards are here today. Put y'all's math Wizlets hats, whatever you want to call it, out, because we are going over the we're going on a little bit something else. The championship analysis on how your favorite driver, quite possibly if they're in the top 3 in points, could win the championship. So first off, let's go ahead and get rolling with this. We got the not subscribed and subscribed ratio. Y'all are still crushing that. We are down to 69% of y'all are not subscribed and 31% of y'all are subscribed. So thank you so very much. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and do so. So we can continue to drive that average down. Alright? So, yeah, for sure. If you haven't subscribed, we cover modified racing all over the Southeast, the Smart Modified Tour, powered by Pace-O-Matic. It's coming back in 2 weeks. We'll be covering that. So be sure to subscribe for sure if you haven't already. So let's go ahead and get into it. With $2 later tonight, modified 225 tonight, whatever you want to call it. Go back and watch the racing coverage videos if you haven't done that already. Let's just go ahead and jump right into this. Race number 1 for the modified Brad's Golf Carts modified 225 goes like this. Burt Myers, he gets the job done over Tim Brown. He's followed by Jason Myers, Brandon Ward, the defending champion, the showstopper Chris Fleming, Mike Speeney, Junior Snow, Lee Jeffries, Slate Myers, and Riley Neal rounds out the top 10 for race number 1. Excuse me. Race number 2. Race number 2 falls like this. Mike Speeney, he gets the job done. He does it over Brandon Ward, the defending champion. And then it's the Rocket Tim Brown, Burt Myers, Jason Myers, the showstopper Chris Fleming, Randy Butner, Riley Neal, the real deal Riley Neal, Daniel Beeson, I believe, yeah, and Lee Jeffries rounds out the top 10. Now, here's where all the math comes into play. We have their point standings. Burt Myers is still your leader. And then in second place, we find Brandon Ward, who is 26 points behind, which puts him 7 spots on the racetrack behind Burt. So that means that he needs 6. Brandon Ward needs 6 cars in between him and Burt to win the championship. And then we find third place Chris Fleming. He is third with a 39-point deficit over Burt Myers, which puts him 10 spots behind Burt on the racetrack. So Chris Fleming needs 9 cars in between him and Burt. And then we look at Brandon. He's 13 points behind Brandon Ward, which is 4 spots on the racetrack. So for Chris Fleming to win the championship, he needs 9 cars in between him and Burt, with him obviously being 9 cars in front of Burt. And then he also needs 3 cars in between him and Brandon to win the championship. So that's the top 3 right there. That's how they can win the championship. All the rest of them's pretty much eliminated. Tim Brown, the Rocket Man, he's over 90 points behind. So he's pretty much eliminated at this point. Jason Myers, he's 5th. And it's Lee Jeffries, Mike Speeney, Randy Butner, Riley, the real deal Riley Neal, and Kyle Southern rounds out the top 10. Although he didn't run last week, which is quite interesting. He's still in the top 10. Now, if we head on into the law offices of John Barrow, PA Sportsman Division, they ran their normal twin 20s. And race number 1 is the defending champion Chase Robertson. He gets the job done. He's followed by Zach Orr, Connor Branch, Dylan Ward, Donkey Strong, Justin Taylor, Sterling Clemens, Michael Adams, Kurt Sheets, Tommy Neal, I believe, right? Yes, Tommy Neal, and T. Dawson rounds out the top 10. Head on into race number 2. Dylan Ward, he gets the job done over Sterling Clemens, and then it's Zach Orr, the defending champion Chase Robertson, Michael Adams, Braden Mills, Connor Branch, Donkey Strong, Justin Taylor, Wesley Thompson, and Kyler Kepley rounds out the top 10 for race number 2. Now we head into their point standings. Zach Orr is still your leader. Obviously, he finished in front of the defending champion Chase Robertson in both races. So Zach Orr, he still has the lead. He's followed by Chase Robertson, who is 4 points behind Zach Orr. However, that is one spot on the racetrack. However, if Chase Robertson was to finish only one position in front of Zach Orr, that would put him at a tie, and Zach Orr would get the championship because he has 5 wins and Chase Robertson only has 4, I believe. So, Chase Robertson needs to finish. Chase Robertson needs a car in between him and Zach Orr for Chase to win the championship. Now, third place, Sterling Plemons, he's got a long way to go. He is 56 points behind Zach Orr, which puts him 14 spots behind Zach Orr on the track. So he would need 13 cars in between him and Zach to finish ahead of Zach Orr. And then he's 52 points behind Chase Robertson, which is 13 spots on the racetrack. So for Sterling Plemons to win the championship, he would need 13 cars in between him and Zach Orr. And then he would need 12 cars in between him and Chase Robertson for Sterling Plemons to get the championship. So it is a kind of a shot in the dark for Sterling Plemons at this point. It's a long, long ways to go. But we found fourth place to be Connor Branch, and then it's Michael Adams, Braden Mills, Donkey Strong, Justin Taylor, the Tiger, Tommy Neal, Kurt Sheets, and Wesley Thompson does round at the top 10 for the losses of John Barrow PA Sportsman Division points. Now, we're going to go ahead and head into the QRC Refrigeration Straight Stock Division. Nick Wall, he gets the job done after Austin Jones was found. I think I heard that he was way too much on the left side, I think is what I heard. But Nick Wall, he gets the job done. He's followed by Bron Sykes Jr., Craig Hartless, Donnie Martin, Zachary Cougar, Justin Alverson, I guess is how you say that name, Jim Soph, Emily Lewis, Jordan Atkins, and Andy Southern rounds out the top 10. K-Train was taken out, so no K-Train for the results. But let's head over to the point standings where we see Christian Joyce is still the leader, and he's 36 points over second place Brad Lewis, which is 9 spots. So I didn't stay for I saw the initial wreck there, but we left after that. But Christian Joyce did get wrecked out, so I mean, if that happens again and Brad Lewis stays out of it, Brad Lewis could very well win the championship. As I said, 9 spots. That's only 8 cars that he needs in between himself and Christian Joyce for Brad Lewis to come out here with a 2024 Street Stock Division championship. And then we go down to third place, and you see him right there. It's the K-Train, Kevin Gilbert. But he is tied with Andy Southern in the point standings. So I went ahead and did it. They're both 56 points away from Christian Joyce, which is 14 points on the racetrack. So whichever one of them finished ahead of each other, because they can't tie in a race, whichever one of them finishes ahead of the other, they would need 13 cars in between Christian Joyce, and then they're 20 points behind Brad Lewis, which I didn't write. That's 5 spots. Yeah, that's right. Simple math, Charlie. That's 5 spots. So for K-Train or Andy Southern, whichever one finishes in front of each other, like I said, they would need to finish 14 spots in front of Christian Joyce, and then they would need to finish 5 spots ahead of Brad Lewis, which is 13 cars or 4 cars in between either Andy Southern or the K-Train, Kevin Gilbert. So that's top 3, top 4, because the third is tied. Anyway, let's keep going. Nick Wall is 5th, and then it's Craig Hartless, Emily Lewis, Wes Glasgow, Cody Gum, and Zachary Cougar rounds up the top 10 for the QRC and Refrigeration Street Stock Division points. Now as we head into the Q104.1 Stadium Stock Division, they had their usual twin 15s. Race number 1 falls like this. Connor Keaton gets the win over his brother Grayson Keaton. And then it's AJ Sanders, Show Me the Money Chuck Wall, Billy Andrews, Matt Alley, Austin Long, Carson Reed, Brad Michalowski, and Austin Cates rounds out the top 10. And the first Q104.1 Stadium Stock Division 15 lap race. My computer goes out over there. Give me 1 second, guys. Alrighty, we head into the second twin 15, not 50, 15 lapper. as my computer went out on me, which I kind of figured that would happen because I knew this would probably end up being a little bit of a longer video because we are going over how your favorite driver needs to win the championship. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this second race. Patrick Mullen, he gets his first ever win for the Madhouse. He's followed by Ricky Wall, Adam Peanut Baker, Tyler Rose, T.J. Gibson, Austin Shoemate, I guess is how you say his name, DJ Dean, Brandon Krotz. If my TV will work. It's not working. Okay, here we go. Where was I? Brandon Krotz, I think is where I was at. And then Michael Cates, and then J.B. Lindenberry rounds out the top 10 for race number 2. Now let's head into their point standings. Like I said last 3 weeks, A.J. Sanders, he is up a lot in the point standings. He's still your leader. But he is 64 points up on second place Connor Keaton. Whoa, did you hear that? Connor Keaton. Anyway, Connor Keaton, not Keaton. Anyway, he needs to, let's see, Connor Keaton, he has 64 points behind A.J. Sanders, which is 16 spots on the track. So Connor Keaton would have to have 15 cars in between him and A.J. Sanders for Connor to win a championship. Then we find third place, Show Me the Money Chuck Wall. He has 60 points behind A.J. Sanders and 4 points behind Connor Keaton, which puts him, for A.J., he needs to finish 17 spots, not spots, 17 spots over A.J. Sanders, which is 16 cars over A.J. Sanders. And then he has 4 points behind Connor Keaton, as I said, so he would only need to finish 1 spot in front of him because he has a tiebreaker over Connor Keaton because I think Show Me the Money Chuck Wall has 4 wins and Connor Keaton just won his first for the season, like we saw earlier. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope y'all have all that memorized so y'all can remember how your favorite driver, whoever, is going to win the championship. That's about all I got for you, ladies and gentlemen, for this episode of the TCWN Post Race Show. Next week, the Ag South Farm Credit 150 for the Browns Golf Cars Modifieds, the season finale, double points. I forgot to mention that, double points. That's why these, if it was regular points, it would probably be cut in half. So, like Connor Keaton, he would have to finish, oh my goodness, 30, I think it would be what, like 32 points? Yeah, 30 or 32 spots over A.J. Sanders, which would pretty much end it. He would not be able to win the championship because they can't have more than, I think they don't put more than 26 cars in one race. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's all I got for you, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all enjoyed this edition of TCWN Post Race Show. Probably a little bit longer, but that's just how it goes. That's the same way last year as well. So, but yeah, that's all I got for you. You know, do whatever you do to these videos. If you enjoyed it, like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, for sure. And yeah, that's all I got for you. And as the 10-time Bowman Gray Stadium Modified Champion, Burt Myers, he asks you to.
If you haven't subscribed to Charlie Warren's YouTube videos, go ahead and do that now.